One of the most frequently asked questions about Marvel movies is how and why Abomination's appearance changed. When the Abomination character first appeared, he truly lived up to his name. He had an ugly and disgusting appearance. In other words, he was designed to be a monstrous and grotesque creature. However, looking at the future of Marvel movies, Abomination's appearance has completely changed. So, how did this transformation happen? If you're curious about the answer to this question, keep watching. Additionally, I will share with you the answers to some key questions you may have about Abomination's future in the MCU. Don't worry, while I explain the details, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to stay updated on upcoming content.
You want me to show you how it feels?
First, let's examine in detail the process through which Abomination first appeared. Emil Blonsky was enhanced with super soldier serums developed by Stark Industries. Normally, no soldier was allowed to use these serums because, in the past, Howard Stark, while working for S.H.I.E.L.D., attempted to develop the serum that turned Captain America into a super soldier but failed. Additionally, Howard suspected that S.H.I.E.L.D. was pursuing different goals by using these serums. At that time, Hydra had slowly begun infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. Before Howard Stark developed the Winter Soldier Project serums, he had created other serums as well, but he hid them due to their dangerous nature. After Howard Stark's death, S.H.I.E.L.D. completely lost the serums that created the Winter Soldiers. Those who used these serums became extremely powerful, even stronger than Bucky. Howard Stark's earlier prototype serums were found to have harmful effects on test subjects. Initially, Blonsky gained strength and speed, but the serum applied to his bones started turning him into a full-fledged monster. Blonsky was injected with the Super Soldier Serum a total of 3 times, and as his bones grew larger, he began to mutate. At this point, the only thing that could save Blonsky was Bruce Banner's blood. The gamma radiation in Banner's blood had the potential to heal him. Mr. Blue warned that this could be dangerous because he didn't know exactly what the previous serums in Blonsky's system contained. However, the moment Blonsky absorbed both Banner's blood and gamma radiation, Abomination was born. People initially thought this was Abomination's original form, but Blonsky was still evolving and mutating. For this reason, Abomination's design had not yet reached its final form and looked extremely grotesque. He had neither ears nor genitalia because his mutation was still ongoing, and he had not yet developed certain organs. Over time, Abomination's development progressed rapidly, and he regained the organs he had lost during his mutation. Once he reached his final form, he could finally resemble his comic book counterpart. In other words, the reason for Abomination's gradual change was that his initial form was merely a transitional phase. Imagine Bruce Banner transforming into the Hulk. His skin color wasn't immediately and fully green, was it? Similarly, when we look at Abomination's first form, we can see that his skin wasn't entirely green either. This was because the character hadn't fully developed. Blonsky's extreme aggression was actually a side effect of the serums he used. When Blonsky first appeared, he wasn't inherently a bad person. He was a soldier willing to sacrifice everything for his country. Expecting such a man to start killing innocent people by the end of the film would be absurd. However, one of the side effects of the serums was that they brought out a person's hidden emotions. From the moment Blonsky first saw the Hulk, he was so fascinated by his power that his obsession with obtaining that strength led him to make numerous mistakes. After being defeated by the Hulk, he was imprisoned for many years, and during this imprisonment, he finally reached full development and regained his ability to transform. Blonsky was genuinely remorseful for what he had done. At one point, the World Security Council even nominated Abomination to join the Avengers, but General Thunderbolt Ross opposed the idea. Ross harbored a deep personal hatred toward Abomination, not only for what Blonsky had done to him, but also for his attempt to kill Ross's daughter, Betty. Additionally, no experiments were ever conducted on Abomination. He was simply imprisoned and hidden. If any experiments had been performed on him, it would have exposed the fact that Ross had been secretly conducting super soldier experiments, which would have led to his capture by S.H.I.E.L.D. So, for those who claim that experiments were conducted on Abomination, leading to his transformation, unfortunately, that is not the case. If Abomination's DNA had ever been examined, it would have been revealed that Ross was the mastermind behind everything, and he could never afford to take that risk. The battle between Abomination and Hulk was a major global event. If you watched Captain America: Brave New World, You could see that Ross was directly blamed for it. The world had witnessed a fight between two unstoppable monsters and the helplessness of humanity in the face of such destruction. As a result, Wong wanted to rehabilitate Abomination to help combat future global threats. Despite his past crimes, Wong took him into the ring and trained him personally. Most recently, in the She-Hulk series, Abomination was imprisoned again, but Wong took him under his wing. This way, Abomination could always stand on the side of humanity against potential world-threatening disasters. If you noticed, Abomination's size has increased compared to his original form. Previously, he was almost the same height as the Hulk. Yes, he was slightly taller, but not by much. Now, however, he can completely envelop Hulk's fists with his own hands. In fact, we could even say that he is nearly 3 times the size of Hulk. While we know that Hulk has gotten smaller over time, it's also worth noting that Abomination has grown significantly since The Incredible Hulk 2008. This is one of the biggest indicators that, as I mentioned, the character has undergone evolution and completed his mutation. The current Abomination is much stronger than Hulk. If the version of Abomination we see now had existed in The Incredible Hulk 2008, he would have most likely defeated Hulk. Unlike Bruce Banner, Blonsky was an exceptionally skilled and experienced soldier. He knew how to fight and wage war far better than Hulk, which would have given him a practical combat advantage. Perhaps we may see Abomination again in Avengers Doomsday, because if a world-threatening disaster were to emerge, it would definitely capture Wong's attention first. Currently, since Wong is the leader of the Illuminati team, it is expected that he will challenge opposing worlds together with Abomination. Abomination is now a good character, but there are many characters who will never forgive the crimes he committed in the past. For example, when Ghost Rider goes after Emil Blonsky, the Midnight Suns team will begin to assemble. Even though Wong wants to protect Abomination, Ghost Rider will never forgive him. Ghost Rider's pursuit of Abomination will play a crucial role in the formation of the Midnight Suns team. Just like in the Hulk, Agents of Smash series, Ghost Rider can burn Abomination with Hellfire, forcing all the gamma energy inside him to be expelled. This way, he can easily destroy Abomination. In the MCU, Abomination's future seems to be concluding with either the Strange Academy or Midnight Suns series, meaning that no matter how remorseful he may be, he will undoubtedly pay a heavy price for the crimes he committed in the past. At the very least, Marvel should wait for the day when they gradually bring together the entire Hulk team. Of course, I'm not saying that Abomination will die immediately, but when the Midnight Suns series arrives, even Wong will not be able to protect him. Yes, maybe they could go with a different storyline in the cinematic universe, and perhaps Ghost Rider will spare Abomination's life. However, if necessary, Wong will open a portal to hell to rescue Blonsky. I just want to point out that it is clear Abomination will lose his powers for a while. At this point, there is only one way left for a rematch between Abomination and Hulk. Abomination will not attack Hulk out of nowhere. But if Banner is exposed to more gamma energy and loses control, they might send Abomination to stop him. Since a Hulk empowered with gamma energy will most likely defeat Abomination, this battle wouldn't hold much significance. Alright friends, I hope you liked the content I prepared. If there are any other videos you'd like to see, don't forget to leave a comment. That's all from me for now. Take care and goodbye.